G'day viewers, my name's Graham Stevenson and I'd like to invite you to come on a journey of creativity and learning and adventure through the series Colour in Your Life. There's an artist in every family throughout the world, and lots of times there's an artist deep down inside all of us as well. So grab your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your aunties, uncles and mums and dads and come and see how some of the best artists do what they do. Well, hi folks. Well, we're in Canberra today and we're in Belconnen and we're on the, it's really a workshop, isn't it?
It is a workshop.
Yeah, because Delene White, by the way, Delene.
Hello.
It's very, very talented, very varied different types of work that Delene does. I think the main idea of what we're going to be doing today is some of your fantastic sculptures. But multifaceted and multi-talented lady. You've got a bachelor's degree in visual arts.
I have.
Is that correct? And what's the
long time ago.
Yeah, but what's the DAAD? It's a German degree, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
difficult to pronounce.
Yeah, I'm not going to try it.
Yeah.
Deutsche Akademische, it goes on, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's a German exchange program that they have.
Okay.
For people all around the world, actually. We meet there and do a language course and then go off and study in a different part of the country.
Cool. And part of your resume as well is silversmithing. You're a qualified silversmith as well, make some amazing stuff also. So there's a wide variety, but I think, Delene, your passion has really lent towards creating some pretty amazing sculptures. And today we're going to be going through that in your workshop to be able to put that together. Also, the graphic side of what Delene does, she's a fantastic graphic designer as well. So towards the end of the show, we're going to come back and show you how she actually puts a lot of that together as well. And it's very Canberra-centric. What you do.
Canberra.
I mean, you love the place, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
It really is, without a doubt, probably one of the prettiest cities in the world. It's a fantastic place.
Voted number 3
as
city
far as
in the world to live.
To live in, yeah, I can understand why. I mean,
Come
it really,
and visit.
really is a magnificent place. But we're going to spend some really good quality time with Delene today, and she's going to take us through these little maquettes that she does. We'll go into the workshop, and then we'll see how she creates all this stuff. It'll be really interesting. Come along.
Let's go.
Okay, Delene, well, we are in your fabulous workshop. It's really well set out. Now, you've got a number of maquettes that you actually put together in conjunction to building the larger sculptures in the end. And these are little bronze guys, bits and pieces of metal that you put together. Can you explain a little bit more about the process of putting these together in
how they got to this place?
Yeah, how we build them from there.
Sure. It starts off with a wax mould. I make the figurine in wax, then you add a plaster mould around it.
Yeah.
It goes into a kiln, the wax covers out, the bronze goes in.
Yeah.
And from there, each one needs to have a different finish. So I thought today I might show you some patinas. This one, I'm a bit worried about pulling it out because all of them have been soaking in something for 4 days. And this one is egg, so...
Is that because of the sulphur?
It is because of the sulphur, and so when I pull it out, you'll see this one...
Does that actually stink?
Yeah, well, it could. Well, I'll find out. So this one has... You can see, like, the beautiful, brilliant green that's coming here. And this one started probably after an hour. You'll notice a difference with this. We might just put this one outside.
It's a little stinky, is it?
Yeah, it's on the nose.
Okay. But it's the sulphur within the egg, the gas that's come up.
It's the gas. So the gas is what's turned it. So you can see the green and the vibrancy of that colour, and it's just beautiful. So again, that would be taken further and finished. This one's actually fire. Then we have this one. This is ammonia. So it was actually clear liquid when it went in. Now you can see it's a gorgeous blue colour. And so this is wind.
Yeah.
So this is added there's a really deep blue, indigo blue happening in there. Mm-hmm. So the next one is vinegar. Red wine vinegar works quite well. This comes out the most gorgeous, brilliant colour. Now that's been in 4 days, and you can only just see this really bright colour here. The whole thing will be this really bright colour. I think you can see here, so that's some of the bits that I've got from other ones.
Okay.
So that's the colour that it turns out. It's gorgeous. This actually belongs. This is the next big sculpture that I'm working on. These are the mother and child. I'll just put those back in there.
And there's suitable slots.
Yeah, they sit well.
That's great.
And then this one is the Mother Earth. This one has been sitting in bleach. So again, you can tell that nothing's happened on the bottom here, but it's the gases that have changed the colour on here. This is a much softer green. So I'm just going to finish this one up and to a finished state so that you can get an idea of that process too. What I thought I might do is just show you a couple of bits cleaning up on the some of these. I've had a little bit of a go and we've had a bit of a polish, but if you get into here, we can get the flexi drive and not good for television because it's so loud, but we
just have to go up a few more decibels, that's all. So that's like a little rotary drill of some sort.
Yeah, it is. And these little bits on here, you can get these from the dentist.
Okay.
They throw away ones sometimes they give you, and it's
just in case you want to talk to the neighbours one day.
Yeah. So now we'll take it over to the big polisher and give it a whirl over there.
Sounds good. Absolutely.
So, polisher. These patinas are not permanent, so you really do need to either keep doing it, or there are ways that you can make it permanent. Another story, another day. We're doing some polishing, so this one. This is rouge. Tripoli, often you can use Tripoli first. Rouge makes it a little bit shinier. All right. Well, we've got something that we'll clean up from here.
Delene, the block that you've got there?
Yep.
You've got two blocks over there. What's that block of stuff that you've got? Is it something that you're polishing with? Is it?
Yeah. This is Tripoli.
Okay.
And it's a polishing agent. This goes onto the wheel here, and it's added on, and the vibration, the friction takes off some of the bronze, and we end up with it really shiny. Before this one goes on though, there's this one which is Tripoli, which is this is sort of a bit rougher. The rouge is finer, much finer. Okay. And before that, you probably have emery paper, and before that again, you'd have the file where you're going in with the file, or the drill, like you saw with the drill. So depending on what you need to do, but mostly the form is there in these particular things because it's there in the wax to start with.
Obviously, but it looks great. I mean, it really comes up quite well, doesn't it?
Well, it will.
Beautiful.
Let's go and clean it up.
Yeah, okay, that sounds fantastic.
All right, so we're going to clean it up. In here we've got a little bit, it's just warm water, detergent and some ammonia, and a reason to keep your old toothbrushes. You know, they're perfect. So if we just get in here and take some of this off, you'll see where the bits that are polished up. It's always nice to leave some of the original there.
With these little marquettes that you've got here, obviously they're there to to get an idea of where you need to go with the big ones. But you do a number of commissions for various companies. This one's actually for a winery called the Talagandra Winery.
Talagandra Hill.
Yeah, Talagandra Hill Winery.
Awesome Shiraz, sparkling Shiraz.
But you actually give these away when you do your sculpture. So the marquettes are part and parcel of the whole package when you create these, before you move on to the wire, which we're going to do in a little while, and then moving on to all of the other things that you do. There's some sort of trade secrets that we don't want people to know, of course. You don't want to give it all away. But as I said, these are the marquettes that go with the big
pieces. Yeah. I think it's, you know, the big pieces, they are really big and they're gorgeous. But I think it's nice to just give somebody the gift of one of these that goes with the big ones. And then to finish it off, we're just going to put it into. I feel like I'm on a cooking show.
We prepared this one earlier on.
Oh well, this is the rock that she's going to live in. This is Gaia,
okay.
And she's Mother Earth.
Mother Earth.
And when you've got the contrast with this, sits in the rock so nicely.
So, what is the inspiration behind these two pieces? I mean, is there a connection for you at all?
This is actually one of 4 pieces. So they're about the elements: fire, water, wind, earth, and it's about them coming out of our world out of their world into our world, our claimed world. And it's just a reminder that we need to look after our world and our environment, and keep it for our kids and their kids.
Absolutely. Okay, now part and parcel of this is that we're going to move on to how you put the actual structure together for the larger pieces, and it's really putting the sculpture together with wire initially, and then from there's a whole bunch of other things that we do that we're going to explain as we go along, and we've got images for that as well. But let's go outside and have a look at the wire, and we'll go from there.
Let's go.
Okay, well, we are in Delene's backyard at the moment. She stepped outside of her studio, mainly because to put these together, they are so big. Now, this is the marquette that she's actually working on today. Well, this is the Avery wire anyway. And these are, now we've got the mother on this section just here, and this is the child we're just going to be doing a little bit of work on now. But these are actually 7 meters high. So to give you an idea, it's sort of like I'm down here somewhere. So, and I'm 6 foot, so that gives you an idea of how big these actually are. And I suppose this is about the only place you can really put these together, isn't it? It's in the backyard.
Well, yeah. There's enough space here to do it, and to move them around. This is really light.
Yeah.
It's very easy to transport things around, move them if I have to.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the fact that you put in the mythology into your work, particularly with the earth-based ideas, that's what mythology sort of tends to do, doesn't it?
It does.
Earth, wind and fire. So, but I also think with your career and where you've gotten to, is that a great deal about your success and where you are now is your family and your friends.
Oh, they're the best.
Yeah.
I got the best family.
Yeah.
Got the most supportive partner, smart, awesome daughters.
Yes.
Parents that have just been there forever. Family, friends you die for. Like, of course, there's not many people that can get by in life without.
Yeah.
Well, it just makes it easier.
So one of your great influences was your grandma, Pat Hagen.
Pat Hagen. Yeah, I remember going there when I was 11, and she taught me some cuttlefish casting. Mm-hmm. So it's the cuttlefish you indent, you put some, we made a ring actually, and you put some matchsticks in it, really basic, simple, melt the silver and pour it in. And at 11, I just thought that was awesome.
And I mean, even saying with what your grandmother did there, I mean, you got involved with silver as well and won a whole bunch of awards with your silver work. You said that you had one called, was it a cruet?
A cruet set, that was a commission for the church.
Yeah. It was like the water in one side and the wine in the other.
Right, yeah.
And then you've done little vessels, and we were just screening these up at the moment as well. So your overall aspect of your abilities and your talent is really quite extensive. And you're experimenting every chance you possibly can with all of these different mediums, which is what makes it special. So as far as this piece is concerned here, what do you need to do? I mean, obviously the arms have got to go on and you've sort of shaped it. It must be pretty difficult to do that in many senses, because you really, I mean, how do you form the features that you want just with Avery wire?
I want the clean, simple, and simple. Because this is only a third, there's another huge extension that comes down the bottom.
Yeah.
And so, looking like the marquette, so that it ends up in quite a small base, but because there's the support system between enables it to go into the ground and be structurally sound.
And this has steel reinforcement
Support,
going through it as well. So how do you attach the steel reinforcement to this guy here? I mean, I know that you've got a special stuff that you put inside. We won't tell the world what it is, but how do you put the actual steel frame, the skeleton inside?
Therein lies the secret.
Okay, so, but in the end, we end up with something that's 7 metres high and looks like this.
And the finishes do vary on the location they go to. So if it was in the middle of a shopping centre, it might have a mirrored finish at the bottom.
Yeah.
If it was out in a rainforest, it might have a moss.
Yeah.
Like some.
That connects with the area that it's in.
Yeah, it's got to fit the environment. So you're just sort of taking one by one and.
Just very painstaking.
Yeah,
something
it's
very meditative while you sit in the backyard.
That's exactly it.
So
That's very cool. Yeah.
One over the other.
So really, it's just piecing it all together.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just wire by wire, but
and you just
if you get the shape,
yeah.
But what a nice place to do it.
You just sit out here listening to the crows.
Yeah.
Sort of taking up your whole backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So the sculptures Liban and Gaia are actually installed at the winery.
Yes,
So,
they've gone out to Talagandra Hill and they're both presiding in a very beautiful location out there.
literally overlooking the whole of the winery.
Yeah.
Because they're that tall.
Well, they are.
Can't miss them. And one's in a steel grey and the other one's in a blue.
Yeah, it's sort of a slate grey and a slate blue, both really dark colours.
Yeah.
But they blend in with they're sort of sitting in amongst the trees out there and they look really cool.
That's fantastic. Well done. It's really just amazing sculptures. In fact, that you can do something that size, that always fascinates me.
So that'll do us, eh?
Cool. So, well, you've got such a diverse range of abilities, so we're going to go back inside into where your computers are. I'm going to go over some other things that you do, which I think is going to really fascinate everybody as well.
Musical chairs.
So let's go inside again.
Let's go.
Okay, Delene, well, as part of your artistic resume, you are a very good graphic artist as well. It's really been part and parcel of your business for a long time anyway. How do you, and we're putting up some paintings that Delene has actually done of a lot of the very iconic places in Canberra. We're going to explain to you a little bit more about that technique, but how do you go about initially creating these on Photoshop or on the computer?
I thought this might be a good example to show you. What I'm doing is cropping it down to a smaller size, and then I'm going to take it into another program, into Illustrator. So just got to love these programs. You just drag it, drop it in, and this Illustrator has a feature that you can create it into, like trace it and make it into sections. So in Photoshop you might have 100 layers. Here you're only going to have a few.
Yeah.
So maybe into, we'll go 16 colours, and you'll see it breaks it up into all these.
Oh, there you go, wow.
Expand that. I'm going to do one more and just drag all of that over into this one over here.
Yeah. Ooh.
So over here we have what started off as this photo in Photoshop.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make that a lot bigger so that you can see it. Then also here I have got, these are some photos from other images that I've, from paintings that you've got lying around the place where you've got, just good texture. So I've taken photographs of those. Then the idea is to take those and place them into these bits here. So there you go.
There you go.
And make it bigger. And you end up, with part of your skies happening. That can go even bigger. So if you fiddle around and you add, lots and lots of pieces in, you end up coming up with your finished one.
It's really a fantastically original style, and you're using your technology background as a graphic designer.
Merging all of them.
Yeah,
I like to play with all of them.
Putting the whole lot together,
Yeah.
apart from the sculpture and the silversmithing and the painting generally. You get to this end result, and you've got the Academy of Sciences in Canberra. Remember, I used to live in Canberra many years ago, so I understand where these places are. Also the War Memorial, which is one of our iconic sites, and we've got 2 Parliament houses as well now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of iconic.
There's probably, I think I've done 100.
Wow, that's amazing. It's fantastic. So, and people down in Canberra just love these. They just think that they're the best, and you sell these things left, right, and centre, don't you?
Well, they're also good in the corporate world for graphic, for annual reports and things like that. It gives a bit of interest. Anyway,
and you've gone on to win a number of awards as well in various publications, and just a really, really diverse and talented lady. And we've had a great day being here. Obviously, with the new sculptures going up at the winery, that's just quite
very exciting.
Yeah, quite amazing. And
I think my dream is, well, the reason that I asked to come and do your show, Graham, is that for 2 reasons. One is to have a digital memory that I've got something in the library that is of me, and it's
that's a great point.
And of the digital mediums, because in 10 years' time this will be really funny.
Yeah, they might be taking it very seriously too. But I think the other thing that you wanted to bring up.
The second one was the Earth Mothers, and to see if I can get those happening globally.
Yeah, I mean and they really are poignant. I mean, as you said before, we are changing the world quite rapidly in many, many ways that we shouldn't be. And Delene is really making us aware that we do have a connection between human beings and the planet, and her sculptures are absolutely fantastic in doing that. So really well done. Also, the winery as well.
Yeah, Talagandra Hill, Rock. Lieben and Gay are up there at the moment, holding their ground.
Yeah, but to thank the winery as well, because they got right behind you also.
They did, thank you.
And also, as we discussed beforehand, your family, your beautiful girls and your wonderful partner Linda. You've got some fantastic people in your life. And art, cannot be possible sometimes without the support of friends and family, so it's extremely important that we have that surrounding us. I mean, that sense of love and commitment to us while we create is extremely important. So all of those families and friends that support the arts, we really thank them a lot. Absolutely. Okay, what a fascinating day. And Delene, thank you so much. It's been just amazing. It really has. So if you would like to see these sculptures, you can go out to Talagandra Winery. Is that correct? Talagandra Winery in Canberra.
Talagandra Hill.
Talagandra Hill Winery. They're fantastic. Great day. I mean, absolutely amazing. And
great grapes too.
Great grapes.
Great grapes.
Great wine as well. But fantastic lady, very, 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 very versatile. Your website address is?
Delene.com.au.
Fantastic. And we've really enjoyed ourselves being in Canberra. Some amazing people down here. Don't forget, come and see us in culinarlife.com.au.
Thank you.
And also Facebook, and also YouTube, Twitter, and a whole bunch of other things that we're on these days. We've got some other exciting news coming up we want to tell you about too later on. But we hope you've enjoyed the time with Delene. And remember, as we always say, make sure you put some colour in your life, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.